Good morning, guys. I hope the title of this video has intrigued you guys and has sort of captured you, because if it has, then you're already kind of, I would say, on the right track. And I think it's really important to understand the concept of today's video, so let's get right into it. So I think I'm going to title this video New Levels, New Devils. The real reason behind that is essentially because of what I've seen recently in the media, in my everyday life, that I believe has actually spoken out to me and has intrigued me really. I recently finished playing this game called Elden Ring. It was one of the biggest multiplayer games, or single player games, in recent times, and I kind of wanted to relate today's journey, our journey, and our walk with God to this game. Really, if you picture the beginning of the game, right, you have no armor, you have no really good weapons, and you're kind of this inexperienced character who's weak. And right away you know that you can't take on the final bosses of this game because, you're not well equipped for it, right? It's pretty self-explanatory. But what happens as you continue to progress through the different chapters of the game? You fight different bosses, you get better armor, you get stronger, you get more experienced and knowledgeable in the game. And before you know it, you're kind of ready to take on those bigger challenges, those bigger obstacles, right? And if we relate that, guys, on our everyday walk with Christ, we need to understand that the closer we get to God, the closer we get to fulfilling our purpose, the closer we get to becoming someone that we see ourselves improving every single day, then that's when the devil is going to come. And the higher and higher you go, the more and more he's going to attack. Now, these attacks can be in so many ways, shapes, or forms that will probably be difficult to put into a single video. But you guys kind of at least should hopefully get some sort of glimpse of this, right? It's going to be, temptations into lust, temptations into distractions, right? The devil wants you distracted. He wants you to keep away from your purpose. He doesn't want you to put in the work and fulfill everything that God has planned for you. Because I promise you guys, he has a plan for every single person, and it's probably more than you could have ever imagined. And I want all of us on this channel to fulfill that, and to be, people that, like I said earlier, to be proud of ourselves, and obviously not be prideful, but just be proud of our progress and understand that our goal should be the kingdom of heaven. It says in Ephesians 6:12 that we do not fight against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. This is a Bible quote that I first didn't really understand, especially when you're in the beginning phases, because you don't really see it as much. Guys, just like in this video game, when you get better weapons, you get better armor, and you get more experienced, I believe one of the gifts of truly getting closer to God and reading the Bible is discernment. And what that really is understanding what's good for you, what's bad for you, what you should be engaging in, what you shouldn't be. And when you start really receiving these gifts, you get convicted, you feel low, you feel guilty when you embark on things you shouldn't, right? It's like, a classic example is between maybe a father and child, right? The father's going to discipline the child, right? And so when that child does something not in accordance of what his father wants or what his parents wants, he's going to discipline him and say, hey, that's wrong, and try and guide them in the right direction, right? And God is going to chasten us. He's going to make us feel convicted and guilty when we go down these paths. And it's not necessarily out of hate. It's definitely out of love, right? Because he wants us to better ourselves, and he wants us to get back on that right track, on that narrow path, right? Narrow is the path that leads to the gates of heaven. And so these temptations, guys, that we're facing, these bosses that we're tackling in our everyday lives, we get closer and closer to achieving those goals, to beating those obstacles. The more purpose-driven we are, the more focused we are, the more disciplined we are. And that, of course, is going to take time and isn't something that you're going to be able to perfect overnight. To be honest, we're probably never going to perfect it. And that's okay, because we're on our own journey, we're on our own path, and we're never going to be perfect. We're human. I think I've said that multiple times in my previous videos, and that's something important to acknowledge, guys. And it's not necessarily an excuse to say or to justify why we can make mistakes or why we fall. It's just part of who we are, and it's important to understand that, because without that understanding, then you're gonna, like, try and reach perfection in your everyday life, which isn't really attainable. And obviously we gotta strive to be our best, but we have to understand that we're not perfect and we're gonna fall, and we're gonna learn from those mistakes and better ourselves. So just like this analogy, guys, the closer that you get on your walk with Christ, you're gonna have this discernment. You're gonna be able to see when the devil's tempting you. You're gonna be able to see these distractions coming your way, and hopefully, over time, have those appropriate responses to it, right? And it's really, really simple, basic level stuff at first. I would say I'm still probably in the beginning stages. I would definitely say that, and I take, like, there's no problem with that. I don't take any offense to that. But we all got to start somewhere, guys. We all got to start our journeys. We got to start our walks, our paths. And just like in the video games, guys, sometimes you get lost. Sometimes you don't know where the next boss is. You don't know where the next chapter is in life. And in those moments, I'd say just relax, explore. Maybe you'll find some equipment that you need. Maybe you'll find people that'll help you elevate as well. Maybe you'll have little side quests, little side journeys, and all these sorts of experiences that we have in our life are going to teach us something valuable that we're going to incorporate later on for sure anyways. So guys, I just want you guys to stay sober and vigilant. It says that in the Bible. And understand that even God allows the devil to attack you, right? It's like a test, right? When the teacher's testing students, the teacher knows that the kids don't want to be tested, that it's kind of annoying, that they got to study for it, that they got to put in the work and effort to do it, right? But the teacher ultimately knows that those students taking those tests is what's going to make them learn, right? That stress, the stress tests. And so God's going to allow the devil to poke at you, to bother you, to see how strong you are, how much faith you have, how committed you are to this, right? So with that being said, guys, it's important to understand the bigger tasks at hand, which is focusing on your goals and becoming a better person, trying to build yourself physically, right? Like, I go to the gym early in the mornings, guys, right? And the real reason I do that is because for me, it's the hardest or most annoying task to do right away in the morning. Like, I don't like waking up at 5:15 in the morning to go to the gym. I don't do it every day, but 3-4 times a week, right? And I can say with absolute certainty that those days are the days I'm the most productive. Like, I'm recording right now, right? It's 7 a.m. The real reason behind that is because once you get the most annoying thing out the way, then the more productive you're going to be for the rest of the day, because you've already accomplished the harder one. It makes logical sense, right? So with that in mind, these tests that we're going to face are going to be annoying as well, right? But if we focus and prioritize on those, think about how much easier everything else is going to be. Think about how easily those blessings are going to come our way, and how fruitful our life can be. And that's through making a positive impact on others around us as well. And just like I said in my last few videos as well, guys, like, that's kind of why I wanted to start this YouTube channel. I don't know how big it's gonna get, I don't know how far we're gonna go, but I thought that sending a small positive message is something that would be something that would fulfill me, honestly. That's the real reason behind that. So guys, just understand that we have big obstacles to tackle. We have our journey, we have our path, our purpose to fulfill. So keep striving for greatness every day. It says in the book of James that those who withstand the tests will receive the crown of life, right? That's a really big quote, guys. Sorry, the sun's kind of getting in my way here towards the tail end of this video, but it's important to understand that God is going to bless you tenfold when you when you pass these tests, right? Look at the book of Job. If you guys have not read the book of Job, I'll probably make a video on that coming up real soon. I think that's one of the coolest chapters in the Bible for sure. So maybe we'll get into that a little bit as well. But that's a prime example, guys. Like, the farther you are, the bigger the test, the bigger the boss to defeat, the better the rewards, the better the armor, the better the swords, the better the weaponry, the more equipped you are on your journey. And that's all I really wanted to emphasize today. So just keep locking in, guys. Keep understanding that your journey takes time and that you're learning on an everyday basis to better yourselves, and as a result, those around you as well. So please keep seeking the kingdom, guys. Continue to pray, continue to read the Bible, continue to elevate in your everyday life. Understand that our journey is beautiful, right? The destination is beautiful, but the journey in and of itself is beautiful as well, guys. So take care, guys. Just wanted to pass along this message. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and week. All love, take care. You guys will be hearing back from me soon, and peace out.